Hi everyone, we continue to do the AWS VPC lab, but before that we just need to review what we get it done already for our lab. If you remember, the region A, it is Canada here, and the Singapore, it is in region B, and we create VPC1, VPC2, VPC3 and VPC4 as well. For each VPC, there is a two subnet, the subnet 1, which is 10.10.1, and subnet 2, which is 10.10.2. And there is a route table between them as well. And the last class, we figured out how the communication between subnet 1 to subnet 2 through one route table. We don't need to do any routing actually. And as well, we have a VPC2 here. Which is 2021, 2022, and the route table between them, and also can communicate it between them without any issue. Today we're going to talk about how to do the routing or communication between VPC1 to VPC2. How to do that? This is the first thing we need to figure out. And the second thing as well, how to communicate VPC1 in the region Canada to the VPC3 in the region Singapore, for example. You can do the same method or same way to do the communicated between VPC2, for example, to VPC3, or VPC4 to the VPC1 between different regions. So today we will going to talk about the peering. They call a peering connection between VPC. Either way, it is in the same region, or do the connection between VPC in different region. All right, this is for a server in front of you in Canada region. This is included 2 VPC, 2 server per VPC. Just a quick one, we have a one computer server with the public IP and the private IP 10.10.1, and he already have communication with the 10.10.2, which is 10.10.2.26, and we did that test in the last time, and you can see the ping here to the 10.10.2.86. So which is mean there is a routing already done inside one VPC. Now what we gonna do, we need to communicate between VPC1 to VPC2 in the same region here. So the target here, we need that computer, which is 10.10.51, communicate with the, for example, 2021.111, which is another VPC, VPC2. Let's do the ping here, continuous ping here. So I will do ping to 20.20.1.111 minus 3. With the minus t, as you can see here, I have request timeout because I don't have a routing between them. So let's do the routing. So I will go to the VPC from here, and I will go to the very important option, actually they call peer connection. Peer connection here, VPC1, for example, will be a request to communicate with the VPC2. So in order to communicate between them, let me show you something important here. This is the VPC1, this is the ID for VPC1, and this is the IP for VPC2. So sometime I need that one, so I just copy that number, the ID, then I go to the peer connections. Remember, we are in the same region here, so I just create peer. They say, okay, peer connection name. I say this is between VPC1 to VPC2, okay? Where this one in Canada, for example, we can just put it C. Okay, just to, because we do another connection as well or we have a different name, so we don't need, we have a VPC 1, 2, 3, 4, so okay. So now here they say what the requester, who's the requester here, who's the request to connect. Okay, VPC 1, the requester. Which subnet, hold the subnet 10.10.0 need to connect with the, or need to ask to connect to the VPC in your account or different account? No, in my account. Which region? In the Canada? Yes, in the same region here. What is the acceptor, or which one will be accept this deal? Of course, VPC2. Again, which subnet in VPC2? Hold the subnet. We need a 2020.1 and 2020.2 as well. Okay, so now I will create peering connection here. Say okay here. As you can see, they call pending here. So why pending? VPC2 should be agree with this deal. So I just go to the action here, then I accept the request. Why I have accept the request here? Because I'm in the same region. That's why I have a request here. I accept the deal here. They give me the information here between VPC and VPC2. VPC1 and VPC2, and immediately you can see here the deal is done and active. Perfect. So the connection between, as you can see here, 10.10.0.0 have been connected right now with the 2020.00/16. Let's see the ping and see if there is any issue around there. You can see the ping is request timeout. Always think about about the group policy, so, or about the security group. So I just go to the security group over there. If you remember, we have VPC1 for all, and we added before inbound route here, we add in the all ICMP IPv4. So this is very clear. If I go to the VPC2, I don't have ICMP added right there. So of course any ping going to 2020 is not went through. So I just say add, then I will add all IPv4 ICMP traffic. Yep, right there. Then I just say yeah from 00 or will be anyone. Sorry. So I just say 0.0.0.0. Cool. Then I just save the rules right there. All right, let's very quick to check the ping. I don't think so it's worked. You see request time it out. What else you need? So we need to go to the route table here, and you go to the first in route table 2, which is in the VPC2. We go to the subnet associate, edit associate. So I just selected those subnet and say yes, please add to the route table. So you can see each route table included 2 subnets. Now we need another step, very important. I go to the route table here, the first route table, then I go to the routes. As you can see, this 40 with the internet gateways help me to access to the public IP, to the Windows server, which is I use it for test the connectivity. So I need to add another route here, edit route. So I say please router 2 or VPC2, sorry, access 2020.0.0/16, and please use the peering connection, which is just I create that tunnel. Then I just say save and close. So now 10 can go to 2020, 10 can go to the 2020 base to this. How about the ping? Is work or not? Still, because actually it is pretend now the ping is reached to the 2020, but 2020 they don't have a path or gateway to go back or to the reply to the 10. So I just go to the route for 2020. I say edit. I ask him, please, you can go right now to the 10.10.0.0/16. Then you can see the peering connection and the same peering connection here. I just save the configuration and close. So now they have a way to reply actually to this network through the peering connection, which is created just now. So you see the ping right now is work or no. Perfect. You can see now the ping is reply, which is mean now there is a communicated between the VPC1 to the VPC2. Can I check, because in my test 2020.1, can I test another one? So I just go to the EC2, then I check it out which one is it, 2020.2, which PC, what the IP exactly. So I guess the first one, yeah, 2020.2.146. So I just copy this guy, go to the Windows Server, ping and paste, just to check if there is any connectivity between them. Perfect, because now I have a reply as well, because the route table inside the VPC, it is have a whole the subnet 10.10.10 communicate with the 2020.0.0/16. All right, now the connection inside the Canada region, VPC1 to the VPC2, they have a peering and everybody can see each other here. Now I want to do the communication between VPC1 in the Canada region to the Singapore to the VPC3. So this is, they call VPC peering connection as well, between VPC in region Canada to the Singapore or in different region. So before I start, I need just to go to the Singapore, because I need to copy the ID for VPC. So I just go very quick to Singapore here and go to the VPC. Yes, your VPC here, which is my VPC. So what I try to do here, I copy that guy, this ID for the VPC3. Now the plan to do communication or do the peering between VPC1 with the VPC3. Okay, so I copy the ID for VPC3, this is the first thing, and also I go to the PC EC2. I need just to know what the IP address I ping it to it. So I just go to see which IP is available there in VPC1, which is probably 30.30.1. whatever, is not 40, I think that one, yeah, 30.30.1.31. Okay, so I back to the Singapore or back to the Canada here, central, yes, and I will go to the VPC to create the peering. Alright, so I just go to the VPC from here, VPC, then I go to the peering connection. Yes, peering connection here. In the peering connection, I created new one, create peering connection here. What is the name for that guy is a VPC 1 to VPC 3. Alright. Of course, in different region, who is the request? Of course, VPC1. Which subnet? Yeah, that subnet. And by the way, you see we can do many subnet under VPC, and you can select which subnet is associated with that VPC. Now another question, it is my account, yes, maybe in another account. They say here it is same region, which is just did. So I just select another region here. They say which region? I say Singapore, which is that one, and they ask me here for the ID, so I just put it the ID here for the Singapore. Then after that I say create peer connection. They say yes, this is the details for this VPC or peering connection. I say okay. As you can see, is a pending, because VPC1 in the Canada here, it is requester, so I have to go to the Singapore. Then before to go to the Singapore, let's do ping here, just ping to 30.30.1.31. then I just put it -T, which is continuous ping, and monitoring is what will going on there. Okay, so I go to Singapore again to accept this deal or this peering connection come from VPC1 in Central Canada. So here you can see I have a peering in Singapore. You see the peering here, it is pending for accepted. So I just say yes, please accept this request. So once one accepts, should be okay. Yeah, it's active right now. You can see it's that one enough. No, again, we need to go to the security group, need to add the security group here, need to add the ICMP. All right, so I deal with the VPC 3, so I just add it here. I say add rule, and I will say VPC v4 or all ICMP v4 here. It's come from wherever, any IP, as you can see here, and save. This is the first thing, the rules. And the second thing as well, we need what? The route table. In the route table here in Singapore, we will go to the route table for VPC3 only. You see in this guy, I've never touched VPC4, sorry. If you need to communicate VPC4 to another VPC, you can follow the same steps here. So I just go to the route table here, and first I add the subnet here. I did the subnet, very quick. Yeah, all, save it. And you can see there's 2 subnets right there. So I just say route here, edit route. You need to communicate with who? I need to communicate with the 10.10.0.0/16. All right, you go from where I need from per connection here in this one, just create it here and save the route right there. Cool. So now I guess Singapore is ready. So just back to the central Canada here and add the same thing in the route table. I guess we need to add it as well. All right, in the route table for VPC1, which is that guy, I say route table, just we added 2020, so I just add 30.30 now. So I add 30.30 here, .0.0/16. Then after that, which one? Peering connection, which one I have a 2? Of course, VPC 1 to 3, because this one already used it for the 2020. So I just use that guy. Then after that, save the route. Now should be okay, because my security group is already add the ICMP in VPC1, so should be okay. Let's check the ping is reply or not. Perfect. We can see here the reply is come up. So which is mean the VPC1 now have communicated to the VPC3. Between them is a peering connection through the region here. So you can do the same steps here between VPC3 to the VPC4, VPC4 to the VPC1, VPC2 to the 3, VPC2 to the VPC4. If you wanted to do the full mesh, for example. Don't forget the security group is very important to add the ICMP if you need to check it out for ICMP for temporary test. And number 2, don't forget to add the route table, which network you need to go and what is your gateway. Most probably your gateway will be your peer connection. I hope this information is clear for you and help you to understand the VPC virtual private cloud in AWS environment.